Crazy Hyouko Extra Large comes to the arena to capture a dangerous killer that escaped from an insane asylum. Well, if that ain't the most ironic thing, Crazy Hyouko capturing someone from an insane asylum. Okay. Good day. Good people. Toonley, Dave, Year of the Horizon. It's time. We're not gonna dilly-dally, because we have a lot of people to get through. Welcome back to the Danganronpa Hunger Games. Tag team action, the first game with a whole bunch of new teams, and I bet you were on the edge of your seat. We have some old teams returning. Mostly new teams, though. And I think you'll be excited to see them. So let's go through them at lightning speed. Returning, Your Chance, Band-Aid, Ibuki, Mikan, and Seiko. The Big Buff Family, Sakura, Nakamaru, and Gonta. Expert Deductions return with Kyoko, Shuichi, and Keiji. Prepare for Trouble. Make it double. Sonya, Gundam. Team Dangan. Surrender now or prepare to fight. Meowth, that's Jin, that's right. The Proud Fathers, Jin, Taichi, and Gerald. Fusion Ha. Taki? Woo. Taka, not Taki, my gosh. Taka and Hajime, together they make Taki. Both known for going a little bit Super Saiyan. And now they're here together. The Asylum has opened. Kaede, Crazy Hyouko Extra Large, and Crazy Hyouko, twofold. 3 former tag team champions. Oh gosh, I didn't even notice that until just now. The Jacket Failures, Kaito and Hiro, and onward. Hashtag Graced hasn't broken up, but they've gotten a new member, and they're not just focused on being graced anymore. They have Big Sis Sarah, so now they are the Big Sisters. Big Sis Hina for Yuta, and Big Sis Mukuro for Junko. In the family, keeping it in the family, we have Kanon and Corey in the house. The team that Mew has assembled known as Dominance. The dominant player, Mew. The dominant, Akane, who won one of the largest games in the history of these games. And the dominant Clover, a newcomer from Zero Escape. And they all share the same dominant English voice actor. The power of God in anime, Azuru and Mitra. have lost Hifumi because he's going on to live a fanfic fantasy with Usami. The Beanie Brigade, Kazuichi, Ryoma, and Ruruka all sporting fantastic beanies and returning. It's Mind Trip. Of course, you couldn't break them up because they're your agents of chaos, and lo and behold, they have to spin today. The Rats return, having just lost their championships. They will get an opportunity to get them back this season. The Dark Arts Specialist, Lysithia, and Kotoko are now teaming up. The love triangle known as Munakata, Chisa, and Juzo. Chisa and Juzo battle for Munakata's love, but can they work together to battle for these tag team titles? As we keep on going, with Chisa joining them, we have to wonder, where's Mishima gonna go? He's going back to teaching art with Jotaro and Angie. Art classes in session. The Phantom of the Opera, Sayaka, Reiko, and D is Dorothea. I'm conflicted. TSM returns, Sato and Natsumi. The Pure Boys, a brand new assemblance of Pure Boys, Yuta, Izuyoi, and Joe joining the competition. Literary Arts return once again, having picked up some wins last time, are looking to pick up a championship this time. Hotheads, maybe not so much in temper, well, some of them, but so much as in red hair, hot red hair, Mahiru, Himiko, and Himino, also your light bearers for today. No AI in Team Alter Ego, Chiaki, and Aiba return. Forgotten Romance will hopefully remember how to win a tag team title, Yasuke and Ryoko. The Bass Bros are back, Leon and Kyutaro. Accent Imposters, Teru Teru and Celeste faking their accents for who knows how long as we keep on going. To Dead Eye, one of the sharpest three of the sharpest shooters in the franchise, Togami, Maki, and of course, Komaru, mainly being here not because only she's one of the sharpest shooters of all time. She's here to make sure Togami and Maki don't kill each other. Hope's last stand, Kibo, Nane Achiaki, and Makoto. Small and mighty return, Fuyuhiko and Chihiro, but Small Knight Monotaro is here as their mascot to help push them the little push they need to perform even better. Shrouded in mystery, we have Fat Togami and Kei from Zero Escape. Show me your moves, not just dance moves, but also Neo Aikido moves, Tinko and Iris, and that works so well for Tinko because she loves those performance watchful protectors. Pennyworth and Kizakura are now together, watching over Kyoko and Togami from afar, but still trying to win themselves some tag team gold. The murderous mascots are back. Monokuma and Zero the Third, Black and White Shirokuma and Kurakuma are here to work together. Can they do it? So different, but really so similar. Fight Club. The great Gozu and Felix lost a powerful member in Juzo, so they adopted Masaru. Can they show Masaru the way to be the best fighters of all time? Well, they haven't had a win themselves, but maybe they can get one now. The Loving Brothers, having lost Cory, have adopted Mondo. Rantaro and Alice welcome him. Mondo's loving his big brother. So much so that it just troubled his heart, and he ended up killing a sweet boy, the Masterminds. One of the most dangerous districts, one of the most dangerous tag teams of all time. Monica, Samugi, and Junko. And we have the Sim Squad, Oda and Nagisa, simping whichever way they can. Sharp Edges, a trio known for their use of sharp edges. Peko with her sword, Genocide Jack with her scissors, and newcomer Kai from Your Turn to Die with a knife. Boss time. Karumi and Boss have lost Celeste, but they are still bosses, and it is still their time, hopefully. The Timid Followers. Aiko now teams up with Kana. One of probably the cutest districts that we have here. Awful Intense. I had several ideas for Haiji, but I had nowhere to put Tengen, so they are back in full force. And lastly, the 45th team. Team Metacrops. The medical side, Hiroko. With Mercedes. Hiroko, a nurse, if you don't remember, she is a nurse. Mercedes, a fantastic healer, and the crops coming in from Daisaku. And that's everyone who's here today. Those are all of the teams, so tell me. Because this is the start of non-championship play. Rather, you know, the season premieres were for the titles. Give me your tag team ride or dies. Which tag team are you rooting for? There's 45 teams to pick. One of them has to be yours to run with. I don't know who mine is yet. I think I do know who mine is. And I'm gonna say it in a moment. But you gotta leave yours. And also tell me, who do you think's gonna get first, second, and third? You gotta know. You gotta give me those. And go ahead and leave those comments. Because they're so important. They show you the way. Like this one. And that one. And that one. Beautiful. Those three. Top notch. I think my ride or die's gotta be Prepare for Trouble. I love the concept of this team. A lot of these, absolute shout out to the Discord. But Prepare for Trouble was top notch idea. Good job. That tickled my fancy, and I was like, ooh, they gotta do it. And it was, I think all three of them were in the tag team premiere, and I was like, I'd love for any of the teams that they were originally a part of to win, but still, this team is so good. I love it so much. They're my tag team ride or die. I'm sorry, Boss Time. I'm still secretly rooting for you. But they're my tag team ride or die. In terms of first, second, and third, Boss is getting first. Monica's getting second. And Akane is getting third. She's gonna try and prove herself for team dominance. I think that they're gonna have a dominant streak. But that's it. You guys know what we need to do. No, we don't need to do that. You guys know what we need to do. It's time. Band-Aid's here, which means Mind Trip is tripping out. There's only a 5% chance. It's never hit on 5, but if there were ever a time, imagine a 45-team royale duking out for the titles. Let's spin it. And we'll let it go. In 3, 2, 1, to C. No, oh my gosh. Oh, I did not record that. I did not record that. I'm off my game, but you're gonna have to look right there. Order barely remained. I'll even like it. 3, 2, 1. Yeah, there it is. There it is. Very close. We could spin it again, but you can see the arrow now. It was so close. It was shockingly close. It was terrifyingly close. I'm out of practice with spinning this wheel. I forgot that I had to record it. Whew. But that was a fair spin. And it was a close spin. We can stop that. Whew. Ooh. Let's get into this. Let's roll this thing. We're not gonna toss it too hard. In fact, we'll just do a couple light rolls, because we don't have a lot of time to waste. Left, right, up, catch. Oh my gosh, 6 again. 6 is going strong. We've only had, what, 3 and 6 this season? Let's go ahead and do it quick. We gotta resimulate. 6 whole times. Because, what, this intro was like 12 minutes. Not 1 time. Not 2 times. Not 3 times. Not nary 4 times. Or 5 times. But for all these tag teams, which was almost a hit on the wheel, we gotta resimulate 6 times. Are you ready? I really miss resimulating 5 times. I want it so bad. Alright. We gotta proceed. I just scrolled so far down. 45 teams. 1 team will be moving on. Let's proceed. Let's see what happens as we click towards the bloodbath. As the tributes down on their podiums, the horns, they don't sound. So can you please sound the horns? Nice. Nagisa grabs a sword. Joe and Peter make a secret pact to work together. You're working with the chaos? Did you see what just happened? Almost happened, my boy. Hina and Sonya fall in love at first sight despite the circumstances. Kanon begs for one of the weapons that Monokuma picked up. He feels bad and reluctantly gives it to Kanon. Makoto scares Mukuro away from the cornucopia. She lets you get the stuff from the cornucopia, Makoto. She's into you. Leon, Lysethy, and Ibuki get into a fight. Leon triumphantly kills them both. Half of Kotoko's team and 1/3 of Band-Aid out of this one. Masaru, Taka, and Sarah get into a fight. Sarah triumphantly kills them both. Crazy Yoko Extra Large comes to the arena to capture a dangerous killer that escaped from an insane asylum. Well, if that ain't the most ironic thing, Crazy Hyoko capturing someone from an insane asylum. Okay. Now, cries in despair, accomplishing nothing. Mikon finds a bag full of explosives. The great Gozu snatches a pair of size. Mishima arrives at the arena. His memory is completely wiped. The sole thing he can remember is his name, Mishima. Oh no. Gerald takes a running start, and Superman punches Togami, sending him flying across the arena. If anyone could do it, it's Gerald. Gundam runs away from the cornucopia. Genocide, Jack, Jotaro, Kibo, and Felix share everything they've gathered before running. Maruka grabs a chainsaw. Clover runs away from the cornucopia. Junko takes a spear from inside of the cornucopia. Rantaro falls into a frozen lake and drowns. Kotoko finds a teleporter, and it teleports her right behind Avi. Huh. Okay. Fat Togami snatches a bottle of alcohol on a rag. Chisa snatches a bottle of alcohol on a rag as well. Hiro and Taichi fight for a bag. Hiro gives up and retreats. Gonta grabs 2 swords and spins rapidly on the spot, cleaving Kyoko, Kurumi, and Jinin too. My gosh. Oh no. Kokichi runs into the cornucopia and hides. Hifumi takes a shuckle from inside of the cornucopia. Kai gathers as much food as he can. Akane throws a killer beehive at Yuta but misses. Or, I'm sorry, doesn't miss, but when the hive bursts open, they fly after Akane and sting her to death instead. That's my bad. Akane, I might have jinxed you. I picked you for third. Munakata enters the games feeling a little under the weather, so Kurokuma and Mitsurai comfort him and take care of him this game. Aw. How pleasant. Crazy Yoko finds a pistol, killing Nanae Chiaki and Komaru with it. Jeez Louise. Jin and Himiko make a secret pact to work together. Kizakura argues with Monokuma. Izuru makes a secret pact. I'm sorry, a suicide pact. Not a secret pact, it's not a secret. Nekomaru, Alter Ego, and D are all involved. Once the others are dead, Izuru pretends that he wasn't involved. How dare you, Izuru? These were 3 sweet, innocent beings, and you took them all out. They trusted you. Peko, Hajime, Yasuke, Haiji, Mondo, and Hiroko say goodbye to summer with a cookout. Odo begins working on a plan to overthrow Monokuma. Tsumugi and Sakura arrive in Halloween costumes. Sayako runs away from the cornucopia. Reiko and Aiba fight for a bag. Reiko gives up and retreats. Keiji, Ryoma are both dressed in Halloween costumes. Sato catches Seiko off guard and kills her. She had such a good first day too. Or first game, rather. Second game. She didn't do too well in the first one this season. Monica runs away from the cornucopia. Maki and Fuyuko are dressed in Halloween costumes as they arrive. Angie Kana, and Iris prepare for the coming harvest. Natsumi steps off of her podium too soon and she blows up to smithereens. Mahiru runs into the cornucopia and hides. Kaito and Maya fall in love at first sight despite the circumstances. Himino kills Tinko for her supplies. Rest in peace to Tinko. Kazuichi runs away from the cornucopia. Alice scares Boss away from the cornucopia. Monotaro stays at the cornucopia for resources. Usami runs away from the cornucopia. Aiko severely slices Chihiro with a sword. Pennyworth investigates with Cell but secretly kills Zero the Third during the investigation. Jeez Louise. Nagito finds a huge rocket launcher. Toko seriously contemplates suicide. No, Toko, don't. Kyutaro runs away from the cornucopia, as does Teruteru. Shirakuma and Kei get into a scuffle over the last school bag at a clearance sale. It's just me imagining the surprise K-face and then old innocent-looking Shirakuma throwing hands at a clearance sale, and I'm here for it. Celeste grabs a shield leaning on the cornucopia. Izayoi, Chiaki, and Juzo get into a fight. Chiaki surprisingly kills them both. Two people who are great at fighting, but Chiaki's got the experience in fighting games. Corey finds a teleporter, teleports him to the Garrick Mach Monastery. He steals an ancient relic and returns to the game. Mew cries in despair, accomplishing nothing. She's just joking around. Ryoko runs away from the cornucopia. Daisaku begs for one of Kaede's weapons as she is picked up. She felt bad and reluctantly gives it to Daisaku. Shuichi runs away from the cornucopia. Tengen runs away from the cornucopia. And Mercedes also runs away from the cornucopia. That was a pretty bloody bloodbath, but we have to keep going. Because we're not even done with day 1. Yeah, that you can't see it once again, but the bar has gone from this large to this large. At the start of day 1 at a feat of strength, Togami crushes Jotaro with a boulder. Mishima screams Jotaro's name in anguish. Oh my gosh, that's fitting. That's his tag team partner. That's heartbreaking. Togami, you're a monster. Leon violently shakes a tree to knock loose some fruit. Mukuro throws a pebble in anger. In a strange series of events, it causes a small landslide, killing Kizakura, Hifumi, and Crazy Yoko. Kana finds a worm in her apple. Please don't eat it. Ruruka hides from Usami under a pile of fallen leaves. That is, I'm loving the autumn timeness. I gotta fill this mug up with apple cider. It's not full right now, but I'm gonna get some, I tell you what. Hina receives medical supply from a mysterious man dressed as a wizard. Hajime. Tsumugi spins a date ticket on now. Mitarai confesses how he has come to hate Daisaku. Daisaku's like, hey, feelings mutual, bud. Sayaka feigns death, tricking Aiba into ignoring her. The Great Gozu investigates the school grounds looking for clues. Corey and Kyutaro kiss underneath the mistletoe, I swear. Even though there is a bag of Christmas stuff always under my desk, it is not mistletoe time. Wait, it's only a couple months away. Nagito and Chisa play tricks on Junko while Felix steals from her room. I can't believe you guys got Felix to go along with these freaking antics. Also, 3 of you are all despair-ridden and Felix is just like, oh, whatever. Maya and Monokuma hunt for their tributes. Kokichi, Mondo, Taichi, and Kurokuma brave the local corn maze, spending hours within its twisting stalks. Maki and Kotoko hunt for other tributes. Genocide Jack hides from territory in a pile of leaves. Kibo tries to trick Kazuichi into receiving a cursed rune, but Kazuichi doesn't fall for it. Alice receives a book, or finds a book rather, called the Necronomicon. He thinks it might be useful, and he keeps it. Pewter questions Monika's sanity. Fair. Very fair. Gerald tries to understand how cow tools work. He does not succeed. Me neither, Gerald. Me neither. Toko forces Angie to take a pill that will turn her into a monster. When she takes it though, nothing happens. Something's gonna happen one of these days and it's going to be terrifying. Shuichi receives clean water from an unknown sponsor. Mercedes makes a slingshot. Chiaki and Tengen ponder their existence as they gaze across a vast field of fallen leaves. Aiko goes, nya, nya, to annoy Hiro. Hiro stabs Aiko in a... No, why would you do that, Hiro? That was... Aiko doing that? It was like, picture perfect. And then you were like, no. What a monster. Hiro will remember that. Keiji, Sonya, and Mew discuss the killing life so far. Ryoko, Himiko, Mahiru, Kanon, and Haiji hunt for other tributes. Kai, Sarah, Fatsugami, and Oda play cards together. Celeste confesses how much she has come to hate Shirakuma. Shirakuma runs away crying. The poor boy. Shirakuma, I feel for you. Joe scares Kaede while using a white blanket pretending to be a ghost. I'm 100% sure Kaede would fall for that. Yuta is exposed to Pennyworth's sensitivity aura, causing him to become more emotional. Kaito and Makoto kiss underneath the mistletoe. I saw it in the corner of my eyes. I was like, no, please no. Boss encounters a fruit bat who immediately takes a liking to her and joins her side. Thank goodness. You go, Boss and Bat. It's the Boss and Bat connection. Ryoma makes a poem for Gundam. Iris, Clover, and Monotaro make homemade weapons. Jin thinks that Hajime's costume looks ridiculous. He's dressed as a wizard. A Super Saiyan wizard. That's the best costume. Hiroko and So play tricks on Reiko while Crazy Yoko steals from her room. Sakura collects fruit from a tree. Fuyuhiko and Himino collect leaves together. Peko breaks down and starts weeping for an unknown reason. Nagisa tries to console her. Oh, Peko. Munakata explores the arena. Gonta receives fresh fruit from an unknown sponsor. From a mysterious man dressed as a wizard, the Magic Man. Sato and Yasuke see who can carve the scarier pumpkin. It's probably, you know what? It might be Sato. Mikan diverts Azuru's attention and runs away, and Kei receives medical supplies from a mysterious man dressed as a wizard we lost. 26. Yeah, that's a lot. That's a whole lot, especially for a one-time first day Claire de Lune 4. Lysithia, Ibuki, Masaru, Taka, Rantaro, Kyoko, Karumi, Jin, Akane, Nane Ichiaki, Komaru, Nekomaru, Alter Ego, D, Seiko, Natsumi, Tenko, Chihiro, Zero the Third, Izioi, Juzo, Jotaro, Kizakura, Hifumi, Crazy Hiyoko, Aiko. Now we'll take a peek at everybody's status as we lost a ton. There's teams left unscathed, but we're not gonna go through all of them just yet. We're just gonna check how many are still alive. There's still 88? I guess that's about right. We only lost 26. We still got 88 to go. My gosh. We're not gonna falter then. We're gonna proceed. You know, if parts of your team are gone, we'll do a slow scroll to make sure you see them all. Some people have 3 kills already, jeez Louise. Some people have 1, many people have none, but the light bearers are all still in, and Himino has 1 kill. Could they bring some teams to the finale with them? I don't know, but we gotta proceed to find out. At the start of night 1, Monokuma Aiba and Maya play a game of Monopoly. Monokuma loses all of his properties and flips the board over. It doesn't seem like he'd be the best at Monopoly. Monica grabs Kokichi by the throat. I see that. Pewter acts cute. Oh. Kazuichi chases Clover, Felix, and Shuichi trying to enforce a curfew. Sonya, Peko, and Chisa find the Triforce. They each take a piece for themselves. Sonya now has the Triforce of Courage, Peko, the Triforce of Wisdom, and Chisa, the Triforce of Power. I think that those are all kind of split up. I think that they're misaligned. I think Sonya's was right, but I think Peko and Chisa might need to switch. Makoto attempts to start a fire but is unsuccessful. The ultimate Jinx, comments on how well Jin is doing. He's doing alright. He is doing pretty okay. Daisaku walks up to Jin and says, "That's rough, buddy." Corey receives an explosion from an unknown sponsor. After losing repeatedly to Gonta and chess, Togami tosses the game board into the campfire. I wouldn't expect Gonta to be a chess master, but here I am, incorrect, eating my words. Tengen is unable to start a fire and sleeps without warmth. Kai wants to buy Kyutaro's gamer girl bathwater. Kyutaro destroys Kai for acting like a degenerate male. It's probably Sarah's bathwater. Kokichi and Celeste hold hands. Mitsurai and Gerald are trapped inside of a box for the night, so they decide to use their imaginations to liven things up. Himiko and Maki do Himino and Maki do the exact same. Someone needs to keep a running counter this season for how many times I miss or confuse Himino and Himiko. They're too similar and they're on a tag team too. Usami tries to treat her infection. Fuyuko wields the mighty chancla, striking down Munakata and Kurakuma with it. Pennyworth screams for help. Mikan battles Nagito in an intense game of rock, paper, scissors. Oh. Mikan loses and has a sad feeling in her chest. Mikan, oh no. Sakura grabs a baseball bat and bashes Kotoko to death with it. Oh no, Sakura, that's uncalled for. Yasuke confesses his love for Sato. Sato gives him a look of disapproval. Sayaka locks Hiroko in a coffin and buries her alive, but Hiroko manages to escape. She's crafty. Ruka cuddles up against Alice. Izuyoi is not gonna like that. Izuyoi is dead? I think. Nagisa is caught simping for Kei. A part of the Simp Squad, if there weren't anything more accurate than that. But Junko was already planning on simping for Kei and kills Nagisa out of spite. He got killed for simping. Nagisa, what did we tell you? It's no longer no Simp September, actually. By all means, simp away. My bad. Hiro thinks about winning. Himiko, Teruteru, Genocide Jack, and the Great Gozu make shadow puppets over the campfire. Everyone is so much better than the Great Gozu added that he starts to get jealous. Sarah finds an Etch-a-Sketch and shows Kana a portrait that she made for Yuta? Sarah was cheating on Kana with Yuta all along? Yuta's married to Mew! Boss goes to the Love Hotel with So. Yeah. Izuru. His allergies keep him awake all night. Oh, they keep waking him up. Oh no, boy. Mukuro, Samugi, tell stories to each other about themselves. Kaede, Taichi, Fatogami, Ryoma, and Kanon savor the warmth of a roaring bonfire as well as a beverage of their choice. Words. Toko and Reiko discuss if that big stone is a rock or a boulder or a rock. Angie, Nao, and Mahiru make a ritual an attempt to invoke the Halloween god. That's not okay. Keiji and Crazy Ogokshulars tell each other their greatest fears in order to grow each other's trust. Leon has no more motivation. Gundam signs that petition. American football is going to become Yeetball one of these days. Mercedes is attacked by demon-possessed trees but manages to escape, probably with the use of her magic. Chiaki disowns Joe for being a disgrace to the family. Oda acts cute. Aw. Hina, feeling especially kind tonight, gives Mishima a muffin. Mondo takes down Mistletoe, hanging in the arena. Mondo, you're my mans. Kibo walks into a portal and turns it on. His molecules get all rearranged and he gets ghost powers. Gonna catch them all because he's Kibo Phantom. And Ryoko ain't afraid of those ghosts. Mew puts her trust in Haiji and allows herself to fall backwards. Haiji catches her. Mew says to Haiji that she trusts Haiji with her life. That might be a mistake. Iris finds an Etch-a-Sketch. Somehow, after a few hours, she creates a masterpiece. Kaito sees a fire but stays hidden. Hajime stays awake all night. And Monotaro, at the end of the day, stabs Shirokuma to death with sighs. We gotta keep going to day 2. Mikan and Jin work together for the day. Oda eats dirt. Delicious. Himino gets her hand stuck in a can of Pringles. I feel like a lot of us have experienced this, especially us large-handed folk. Kana and Corey kiss under... No, Corey. Bad. Kiss underneath the mistletoe. Junko thinks Junko thinks Mondo's costume looks ridiculous. Pewter and Sato are sitting in a tree, K-I-S-S-I-N-G. Reiko takes a sip of tea, but the scalding hot liquid proves to be too hot for her, so she spits it out into Tinko's face. Mukuro falls from a tree while picking apples, but did she live? Crazy Ogokshulars gives Teruteru her blessing to marry Mew. Mew, what is up with you in these marriage events? It's always you. Teruteru and Mew have no idea what the heck she's on about. She's still after this person, too. She's still after this escaped person from the asylum. It's probably her younger self. Hiro picks flowers. Haiji scares Tengen off your tag team partners. Monica, Chisa, and Togami argue over what ingredients to buy for dinner from the arena supermarket. Avi's wares and despairs. You need dinner? Well, you picked a winner at Avi's wares and despairs. Pekka discovers a cave. Chiaki is exposed to Keiji's sensitivity aura, causing her to become more emotional. Alice breaks down and starts weeping for no reason, unknown reason rather. Yuta tries to console him. Angie, Iris, Daisaku, Makoto, and Cannon hunt for other tributes. Gundam fishes. Sayaka throws a discarded dumbbell into Boss's head. Sayaka. I am this close. This, on a scale of here to here, oh, I am this close to starting this beef. Ruka makes a slingshot. Celeste violently shakes a tree to knock loose some fruit. Sarah. I'm still stuck on you, Sayaka. I'm still stuck on you because I am furious. So furious. Celeste violently shakes a tree to knock loose some fruit. Sarah seems to be dead, but it's alive. Pennyworth fishes. Monokuma goes hunting. Maya uses a spell to suck the intelligence out of Monotaro, but it fails because Monotaro is a fool. We all know that. Hina begs for Kyutaro to kill her. He refuses keeping Hina alive. Kokichi refuses to let the leaves fall off of the trees and tries to staple them all on. Tsumugi confesses how much she has come to hate Hiroko. Hiroko runs away crying. I didn't know Hiroko was a sensitive type. Kaede, Sonia, and Aiba, and going to raid Gerald's camp while he's hunting. Well, after he punched Togami halfway yonder the map, it's probably wise. Ryoma breaks out their cold weather wardrobe. Kazuichi thinks about home. Mercedes, Mahiru, and So join the Adventurers Guild and are assigned roles based on their stats. Mercedes is the Righteous Knight, nice. Mahiru, the Wise Wizard, nice. So, a janitor, okay. Himiko and Sakura insult each other relentlessly after getting into a bloody fight. Jeez, how did you survive, Himiko? Genocide Jack strangles Mithrai after engaging in a fist fight. I'm surprised you didn't use your scissors. Mishima, Yasuke, Maki, and Clover play cards. The Great Gozu hands Felix and now an invitation to his birthday party. They both tear up the invitation before his eyes. He is crying through that mask, you just can't see it. Joe hands Hajime and Usami an invitation to his birthday party. You have a birthday on the same day, boys? They both tear it up as well. Fuyiko, Kaito, and Kei tend to their prized pumpkins before preparing them for the upcoming contest of the fair. Is there a fair event? Maybe. Taichi makes a poem for Fat Togami. Kibo, Shuichi, Azuru, and Nagito play cards together. Leon rests in a fruit tree, and Ryoko sees smoke rise in the distance but decides not to investigate. We only lost 9 that time. We still have 70 something to go, so after this quick Claire de Lune, 4. Kai, Munakata, Kurakuma, Kotoko, Nagisa, Shirakuma, Mukuro, Boss, Mitarai. I'll click on see everybody's statuses. I'll do a slow roll for you. As I, with this other hand, oh, it is so weird doing the roll with your doing the scroll wheel with your non-dominant hand. I'm not a fan of that one. Look at that. There's still plenty of people to go. And we gotta get through this one. Because it's gonna be a long one. Unless something terrible happens as we proceed. It could. Let's find out. At the start of night 2, Aiba puts her trust into Joe and allows herself to fall backwards. Joe does nothing or watches her fall down. How rude. I mean, she might just be a hologram. He doesn't really know. He doesn't understand what's going on. Haiji can't stand it. Oh no, Haiji. Haiji can't handle the circumstances and commits suicide. Poor boy. He's had a rough life. Ryoma goes to sleep. Kazuichi and Kaito stare at each other through the crackling campfire. The thoughts of murder on their mind. Monotaro and Crazy Oak Archulard huddle for warmth. Fat Togami dies trying to escape the arena. You're not gonna get your first one today, boy. To build each other's trust, Mondo and Mahiru decide to do trust falls. On the very first instance of the exercise, Mondo steps aside and lets Mahiru fall to the ground. Surprisingly, Mahiru is still in though. It's been pretty good for her. Kitara and Toko sleep in shifts. The Great Gozu and Alice stare at each other through the crackling of flames of their campfire. The thoughts of murder are on their minds as well. Kokichi finds an etch-a-sketch, shows the portrait to Osami. He made it for Gerald. Kokichi is cheating on Usami with Gerald. And it's been happening all along. So is about to die, but Genocide Jack is like, this doesn't count. It won't count until she uses her scissors to slice that boy up. Unable to get a fire going, Sayaka, Junko, and Celeste are forced to huddle together for warmth. You guys are a part of the squad. I know that I stopped the beef, but that doesn't mean you have to get all buddy-buddy with her. Pardon me. I really need to end this beef. I really gotta do it. Togami. Taichi, Pennyworth, Kibo, and Reiko savor the warmth of the bonfire, as well as a beverage of their choice. Sarah, feeling particularly kind, gives her former tag team partner Kaede a muffin. Mikan cooks her food before putting out her fire. Yuta is also signing that petition Meatball is going to be a thing, I swear. Hiro wants to buy Azuru's gamer girl bathwater. Azuru destroys Hiro for acting like a degenerate male. You deserved it, Hiro. Monokuma puts his trust in Hiroko and allows himself to fall backwards. Hiroko does nothing and watches him fall down after she has seen him kill many of her probably friends, colleagues, adults. How rude. Not really. Makoto finds a stereo and presses play. Unfortunately, those sick beats are his execution music and he dies horribly. Hajime introduces Chiaki and Kei to his imaginary friend. There's nobody there, huh? Gonta bashes Nao's head against a rock several times. Gonta, you didn't have to go full feral mode. Oda finds a special charm that allows him to transform into a magical girl now. It's time to fight evildoers. Sakura, Peko, Mew, Himino, and Maya savor the warmth of a roaring bonfire as well, enjoying those sweet, sweet beverages. Monica passes out from exhaustion throughout the entire night. Mishima tells Teruteru a bunch of useless fun facts, probably all about art. Kana wound up getting a rock in her trick-or-treat bag. Poor Kana. Her trick-or-treat pail was probably sitting atop of her head. Angie begs for Corey to kill her. He refuses, keeping Angie alive. Is this Corey turning over a new leaf? That's my boy. I comment on how well Shuichi's doing. It's been a while for him. But he's doing alright. He's made it thus far. It's a big game. Gundam walks up to Shuichi and says, oof, that's rough, buddy. You thought it was Nagito, but it was me. Dio. Hina tries to enter the secret underground casino located in the arena but gets turned away by the bouncer. Interesting. Keiji starts a fire. Sato disowns Samugi for being a disgrace to the family. Disgrace. Dishonor. Kanon and Daisaku stare at each other. Murder on their minds through the campfire. Maki cries herself to sleep. Clover finds that Etch-a-Sketch. Everyone's cheating on each other. Clover with Ryoko on Leon? Disgraceful. And also a bunch of people disowning people. Yasuke is disowning Peter for being a disgrace to the family. Iris puts her trust in Himiko, allows herself to fall backwards. Himiko catches her. Iris says to Himiko that she trusts her with her life. Ruka discovers Sonia hanging upside down from a telephone pole. Oh no. Nobody knows what happened, but Sonia's certainly not alive to tell the tale. That means there's only Gonta left. Oh, not Gonta, Gundam left from their team. Jen's still doing okay. Mercedes is like, look man, that's twice now. That's rough, buddy. Felix can't handle those circumstances and commits suicide. Felix, no. Chisa and Fuyuhiko vow to protect each other, and Tengen receives an explosive from an unknown sponsor. Will proceed to day 3. And it's getting tense. Iris practices her archery. Genocide Jack severely slices Gonta with a sword. That's another person gone from their team. Yasuke makes a Danganronpa rewrite where Maki's the protagonist. Not too far off. Celeste, Kana, Yuta, and Nagito talk about their hobbies, so Daisaku and Alice corner Teruteru and are about to kill him when he suddenly pulls out a grappling hook and uses it to escape. Sato finds a worm in her apple. Hina makes a slingshot. Fuyuhiko would be proud. Kaede finds a shop called the House of Evil in the arena and buys supplies there. Who put this? Who approved of this? They're only supposed to buy things that Atheist wears and despairs for all of your arena Hunger Games needs. Peko thinks Chiaki's costume looks ridiculous. That's just Chiaki, how dare you. Gerald scares off Samugi. Reiko scares off Sarah. Taichi makes a slingshot. Sayaka receives apple cider from an unknown sponsor. Who is giving her apple? There's no beef, it's fine. Tengen catches the despair disease and starts posing dramatically, and so does Usami. Ryoko discovers a cave. Keiji is sick of nobody getting got, so he finds a mysterious gauntlet, snaps, and turns Monotaru, Kazuichi, Junko, Toko, Clover, Maya, and the Great Gozu into dust. Kokichi is pricked by thorns while picking berries. Angie encounters a fruit bat. She's got a buddy. She's got a little fruit bat buddy. Leon kills Chisa, then revives her as an undead minion. Chisa's still alive though. Mahiru and Hiroko See who can carve the scarier pumpkin. Togami hangs up mistletoe in the eye. Gerald should have punched you harder. Kyutaro sees smoke rise in the distance but decides not to investigate. Monica and Mishima work together to toss Kaito's items into lava. He is now unprepared. Oda receives fresh food from an unknown sponsor. A Halloween mask found by Joe starts talking and advising him to kill the others. Uh-oh. Mikan, Mew, Shuichi, and Crazy Yoko Extra Large talk about their hobbies. Ryoma gets his hand stuck in a can of Pringles. Even his small hand gets caught in the can of Pringles. It's unforgiving. Pennyworth confides in Kay. Kay takes notes so we can exploit him later. Mondo punches Aiba off of a cliff, screaming, "Punch Club! Forever!" to the heavens. Rest in peace to Aiba. Himino hides an explosive in a pile of leaves. Ruka makes a wooden spear. Fuyiko, Sakura, Cannon, Izuru, and Kori take a hayride at the pumpkin patch. Pewter sets up an ice cream shack. Nobody comes though. Not a single soul. Monokuma bleeds out ? Due to untreated injuries. Didn't know that could happen. Mercedes sleeps the entire day away from everyone else. Hajime accidentally steps on a landmine and he is blown to smithereens. Himiko does something similar, accidentally detonates a landmine while trying to arm it. Jin designs jack-o'-lantern patterns, and Kibo glares even at Gundam and says, "Do you want to die?" Gundam scurries away. He runs off. As we proceed, we lost 19. That is more like it. We still have plenty to go. But I think we can take a peek at all the people remaining after this Claire de Lune. 4. Haiji. Fat Togami. Hiro. Makoto. Now. Sonia. Felix. Gonta. Monotaro. Kazuichi. Junko. Toko. Clover. Maya. The Great Gozu. Aiba. Monokuma. Hajime. Himiko. Shall we? For Band-Aid, there's still Mikan, trying to get you guys a fan vote. Big Buff Family still has Sakura trying to get their first win. Keiji with freaking 7 KOs, my gosh. And Shuichi, for expert deductions. Prepare for trouble. Double have gone, but they still have Gundam trying to carry them. The Proud Fathers are still completely in, good on them. Fusion Ha's completely gone, that's a shame. But they'll have more opportunities. The Asylum still has 2 of their folks. Jacket Failure still has Kaito. Big Sisters still have 2 Big Sisters in the family completely in. Dominant still only has their most dominant player. The Power of God in anime only has Izuru. Fanfic Fantasy has Usami. The Beanie Brigade still has Ryoma and Ruruka. Mind Trip, Pewter. The Rat's completely in as well, impressive. This entire row's completely out except for Chisa for Love Triangle. Our class has only lost Jotaro. Phantom of the Opera has only lost D. TSM has only lost Sato. The Pure Boys have only lost Izioi. Literary Arts have lost both of their competitors. The Hotheads, your Lightbearers, have Mahiro and Himino. No AI in team. Still has Chiaki. Forgotten Romance completely in and kind of been quiet this game. The Base Bros completely in. So are Accident Imposters. Deadeye still has Togami and Maki. Hope's Last Stand has Kibo. Small and Mighty Fuyiko. Shrouded in Mystery K. Show me your moves, Iris. Show me your moves, Iris. Show me your moves. Watchful Protectors, Pennyworth. Murderous Mascots, Black and White, and Fight Club completely out. Rest in peace to all of them. Loving Brothers have only lost Rintaro. The Masterminds lost Junko. Sim Squad lost Nagito. Sharp Edges lost Kai. Boss Time's gone. Timid Followers, Kana is still remaining. Awful Intense, Tengen still remaining. And Metacrop's also still completely in. Not a ton of teams completely in. But there are still 60 people remaining. So, I don't think you'll mind if I just get ready to proceed. An arena event could change this dramatically. The feast could change this dramatically. But for right now, we gotta see if we get any of those things as Night 3 starts and Ryoko climbs a tree to rest. Togami begs for Oda to kill him. He reluctantly obliges, simping for Togami now, and kills him. Who knew that you could kill the one that you simp for? Peko tries to stay up all night to catch the mastermind but falls asleep. Hiroko, Genocide Jack, and Sakura ambush Hina, but Hina has managed to fend them all off using only a broomstick. Sakura's probably secretly working with her, trying to save her from the other two. Dressed as the Grim Reaper, Gerald kills Pewter with a sickle. Alice, Kokichi, Mikan, Chisa, and Cannon sleep in shifts. Daisaku he develops an irrational fear of Teru Teru after having a nightmare about him. I don't want to know what that nightmare was about. Maki confesses her love for Nagito. Nagito gives her a look of disapproval. I'ma have to side with Nagito on this one, my boy. Mondo, feeling especially kind tonight, gives Sayaka a muffin. Oh, that's very sweet. Azura and Usami tell stories about themselves to each other. I buy that. Usami's probably really trying to get Azura to open up. Shuichi climbs a tree to rest. Chiaki attempts to climb a tree, but falls on So, killing them both. That's both of them gone. Rest in peace. Despite Kana's desperate begging, Andy decides to leave her campsite. She was like, please, I need a big sister in this game, and Andy's like, nope, no thank you. Tengen grabs Kokichi by the throat. Yuta disowns Crazy Yoko for being a disgrace to the family. Miyu cooks her food before putting out her fire. Mishima, Iris, and Leon enter a scrum debate with Kei, Sato, and Fuyiko about V3's ending. Samugi fiercely shakes up a can of soda and pops the tab, blasting Kaede in the face with a stream of soda. She is nuts, she is crazy. Samugi, you might be doomed. Joe asks, Mahiru, what are you? Mahiru responds with death, and then kills Joe. Oh, Joe, no. Kaito locks Ruruka in a coffin but buries her alive. Someone's gonna not escape this, but Ruruka manages to escape as well. Corey receives clean water from an unknown sponsor. Monica exploits Pennyworth's kindness and has him do various humiliating tasks for her. Mercedes finds an Etch-a-Sketch somehow and ends up breaking it in frustration. I didn't think that fit your character, but maybe it does. Ryoma is unable to start a fire and sleeps without warmth. Ryogo tried to set a trap, but unfortunately she ends up trapping herself. Yasuke dies from hunger, rest in peace to him. Sarah severely injures Celeste, but puts her out of her misery. Kyutaro is unable to start a fire and sleeps without warmth. Jin hugs Taichi, but Taichi doesn't like him and kills him for it. The end of this got really bloody as Gundam Himino and Keiji huddle together in a graveyard, staying overnight on a dare. I buy that. It's probably Monica who dared them. Kibo sells his soul to the Halloween god in exchange for more supplies. Luckily, he's a robot, he has no soul. That sounds pretty robophobic as the start of day 4. Angie tastes Chisa's food, killing her. A debate breaks out between Sayaka, Keiji, Daisaku, and Mandu. Mandu? Do you remember, throwback to when, like for 2 episodes, I called Mondo Mundo? Beautiful. Ryoko injures herself. Kei. Also, I have never answered this, but Gala apples are 100% the best, don't at me. Ryoko injures herself. Kei punches Fuyiko off of a cliff, rest in peace to him, but let me tell you, Punch Club, forever. Sarah breaks a pile of leaves into a neat pile, and Mercedes bags up the leaves. I expected her to jump in them, but they are working together very nicely. Samugi teaches Hina some fighting moves. Little does Hina know that Samugi is teaching her wrong as a joke. Maki receives a knife from an unknown sponsor. Mikan attempts to massage Kana's shoulders, but accidentally ends up strangling her. Mikan, what's wrong with you? Champ doesn't know her own strength. Gundam and Taichi ponder their existence as they gaze out on a vast field of fallen leaves. While fishing in the river, Kaede is killed by the ghost that haunts there. There's a ghost in the... Nobody told me. Azuru. Yeah, I'm not liable for that one. Azuru uses the voodoo doll to kill Nagito. Yuta practices archery. Gerald receives fresh food from an unknown sponsor. Kaito makes a deal with Reiko. Kokichi makes a deal with Reiko. Monica and Corey make a list of targets for Mahiru to complete. Ryoma and Kyutaro play tricks on Oda while Tengen steals from his room. Leon hangs up mistletoe in the arena. Kibo confesses how much he has come to hate Peko. Peko runs away crying. Poor Peko's sensitive. Don't forget Peko's sensitive. Sato steals from Kaito while he isn't looking. Hiroko sets off an explosive, killing Shuichi and Iris. Rest in peace to the both of them. Ruka runs away from Alice. Mishima enjoys a pumpkin spice latte. How basic. I still haven't had one. Mew wishes for immortality, trying to be properly dominant, but I gotta disqualify you, Mew. That's cheating. And by disqualifying, I mean disqualify, yes. Crazy Yoko dies trying to escape the arena, and I think that's the entire asylum too, and the entirety of dominance. Sakura sets Teruteru on fire with a Molotov. These 2 days have been nuts. Pennyworth scares off him, you know. Genocide Jack finds a Halloween mask and starts talking and advising her to kill the others. Cannon goes hunting. Usami sets up an ice cream shack and nobody comes. We lost even more. A stampede of animals and insects ravages the school. Reiko hides in a cave, avoiding the worst of it. Daisaku and Azuru try to take shelter in the woman's bathroom, but fire ants crawl under the door. They both die in the toilet stalls. Oda hides in a cave, avoiding the worst of it. So does Samugi, so does Mondo. Kaito tries to tame the angry animals. It only makes them angrier, and they absolutely ravage him instead. He is a goner. Monica, Peko, Ruka, and Angie all try to outrun the animals. Angie runs the fastest and blocks the path, sacrificing the rest to save herself. Taichi tries to run from the rampaging beast, but is trampled to death, and so is Usami. Rest in peace to the both of them. Yuta almost escapes, but climbing onto the roof when Leon appears and throws him back into the stampede below. Leon, you monster, that's the champ, you'll remember that. These four, Mishima, Alice, Mercedes, and Ryoko, all try to outrun the animals as well. Ryoko runs the fastest and blocks the path, sacrificing the rest. Hina and Kori adopt an animal who lovingly defends them from harm. Tengen hides from a cave, avoiding the worst of it. Kei tries to run, but is trampled to death. Himino hides in a cave, avoiding the worst of it. Hiroko and Kyutaro adopt an animal who lovingly defends them both from harm. Sarah hides in a cave, avoiding the worst of it. Maki almost escapes, but Mahiru throws her back down into the stampede as she tried to climb to the school roof. Pennyworth and Keiji take shelter in the women's bathroom, but fire ants crawl under the door. They both die in toilet stalls. Genocide Jack tries to run from the rampaging beast, is trampled to death. Kokichi and Mikan are both lovingly defended by an animal that they adopted. Sayaka avoided the worst of it by hiding in a cave. Gundam and Sakura adopt an animal who lovingly defends them. Ryoma tries to tame the animals. It makes them angrier. They ravage him. Sato almost escapes, but Gerald tosses her back down. Kanon and Kibo hide in a cave, avoiding the worst of it. We lost 37. Okay, that is one way to change this game. That is one way to change the pace of this game. Claire de Lune for Togami, Pewter, Chiaki, So, Joe, Yasuke, Celeste, Jin, Chisa, Fuyuhiko, Kana, Kaede, Nagito, Shuichi, Iris, Mew, Crazy Yoko, Extra Large, Teru, Daisaku, Izuru, Kaito, Monica, Peko, Ruruka, Taichi, Usami, Yuta, Mishima, Alice, Mercedes, Kei, Maki, Pennyworth, Keiji, Genocide Jack, Ryoma, and Sato. Okay then. I don't remember, do we have 60 before? Was that right? I think we had 60 before. Yeah, that takes us to 23, less than a standard size game, so that was a game changer. We'll go through everyone who's left. Band-Aid still has Mikan. The Big Buff family has Sakura. Prepare for Trouble has Gundam. What was once a full team of proud fathers now only has Gerald. The Big Sisters still have 2 folks then, and the family's still completely alive. Oh, and then a lot of gray. The Rats still have Kokichi. It's still a lot of gray. Art Class has Angie. Phantom of the Opera has Sayaka and Reiko. Dun 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 dun. The Hotheads, you're interesting. The Hotheads, your Light Bearers, could still pull off the Light Bearer win. Forgotten Romance has Ryoko. The Base Bros completely in. Hope's Last Stand has Kibo. Everyone else there is gone. Loving Brothers has Mondo, their newest member. Masterminds has Samugi. Sim Squad has Oda. Awful Intense with Tengen. And Metacrops with Hiroko. We gotta keep going. This is almost an hour. We gotta proceed. 23 remain. 13 more until finally your saving grace picks. But shall we go on? Shall we proceed? I think we shall. The feast could still happen. More arena events could happen. It could all end very soon. As Kyutaro and Kori are trapped inside of a box all night, so they decide to use their imaginations to liven things up. Hina questions her sanity. This light is in my eyes. Samugi tries to set up a trap, unfortunately ends up trapping herself. Sakura, Himino, and Mahiru enter a scrum debate with Kibo, Kokichi, and Angie. They argue about who's the best girl in Danganronpa. That's a good question. Who's your best girl? Every day, Mikan imagines a future where she could be with Gerald. I didn't know you were crushing on Gerald that hard. Mondo exploits Kanon's kindness and has her do various humiliating tasks for him. How dare you? Reiko walks into a portal and turns it on. She gets shocked and killed. Rest in peace to Reiko. Despite Gundam's desperate begging, Oda decides to leave his campsite. Leon, Tengen, Hiroko make a ritual in an attempt to invoke the Halloween god. Sarah and Ryoko huddle for warmth, and Sayaka tries to sing herself to sleep. I guess that is in character. She is very singy as we go to day 5. Kibo explores the arena. Ryoko pushes Hiroko off of a cliff during a knife fight. Rest in peace to her. Oh no, my gosh. Kyutaro tries to spearfish with a trident. Sarah, Leon, Himino, Kori raid Kokichi's camp while he's hunting. Angie finds a mysterious gauntlet for the second time this game. Upon snapping, she turns Mondo, Mikan, Gerald, Sakura, Kanon, Sayaka, and Hina into dust. Okay, dangerous. Tengen tries to understand how cow tools work. He doesn't succeed. Who even knows? Oda chases Samugi. Gundam's leg is caught in a bear trap. Mahiru gets a sickening smile and repeatedly punches Gundam to death while he is incapacitated. Oh my gosh. Alright, well, we'll proceed now. We lost. Are you serious? Another arena event. Thousands of baseball pitching machines appear around the school. Okay. Okay. Ryoko manages to find shelter. Mahiru hits a home run. Oda gets struck in the head by a baseball and dies. Kibo and Kyutaro sabotage each other, but end up both getting hit. Oh, they're both gone. Kori convinces Samugi to bravely shield him from the baseballs, getting her killed in the process. Rest in peace to Samugi. Tengen steps on a trap, gets tied up, and hit by thousands of baseballs. Leon gets struck in the head by a baseball and dies. It's about right. Angie convinces Kokichi to bravely shield her from the baseballs, getting him killed in the process. Himino manages to find shelter, and Sarah hits a home run. As we proceed, we lost another 17, which means as we hit this Clear Day Loon, we only needed to lose 13. After this Clear Day Loon, 4. Reiko, Hiroko, Mondo, Mikan, Gerald, Sakura, Kanon, Sayaka, Hina, Gundam, Oda, Kibo, Kyutaro, Samugi, Tengen, Leon, and Kokichi. It's about time. This game has been unpredictable. It's been, what, a lot in the bloodbath, which you kind of expect. Then it was a day of 9, then it was a day of 37, then it was a day of some more, and then another arena event, and just... Look, your picks are probably gone. They probably are. It's a shame it happened, but I gotta tell you, it's time for your Saving Grace picks. The big sisters still have Sarah in the family as Kori. As we keep going, Angie with 10 KOs. 10. Still remains for art class. The hotheads, your light bearers, are 2 of their 3 people are still in. Depending on which one of them wins, they could take more teams to the finale. That's interesting. That is an interesting thing. That is interesting. That's the season's gimmick. That could happen. Ryoko, 2 KOs for Forgotten Romance. And is that it? Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Is that it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm not blind. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I mean, there's an easy way to double check that. Yeah, I was gonna say, I think my math is right. That's 6. I'm not missing anyone, yeah. Make your saving grace picks. Sarah, Kori, Angie, Mahiru, Himino, Ryoko. Really 3 redheads. Sarah's pretty much a redhead. Kori's not. Angie's not. Who are your picks? First, second, and third. Let me know. You got a 50-50 shot of picking the right 3, really. So let's see what happens. Make them in the comments, edit your comment, do whatever you gotta do to your comment, like, subscribe, and have a good time. This is probably gonna be the longest episode this season, but there's only 6 people left, so who knows how much longer it will last. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm gonna make my 3. I got the hotheads coming in undisputed. I got Himino for first, Mahiru for second, and I gotta pick Sarah for third, because I do like the Big Sisters team. So those are my 3 picks. That's my first, second, and third. It's still 6 people left. Which means Sarah, Kori, Angie, Mahiru, Himino, and Ryoko all have their heart beating at the same pace, the same thump as that of a samurai woman. We are about to hit the hour mark. We might have already hit the hour mark with the intro, but it's time. We keep going. We have to get ourselves a winner of this big tag team royale, this introduction to tag team action as we go on to night 5. Angie rejects your reality and substitutes her own. Consequently, she ends up dead. That's the end of her 10 KO killing streak. Ryoko walks into a portal and turns it on. Her molecules get all rearranged, and she gets ghost powers. Gonna catch them all. It's Ryoko Phantom. Mahiru exploits Sarah's kindness and has her do all sorts of humiliating tasks for her. Corey sells his soul to the Halloween god in exchange for more candy, and Himino has no more motivation as we proceed to the next day. Ryoko explores the arena. Mahiru eats too much candy and can't sit still. Sarah confesses how much she has come to hate Corey. Corey runs away crying. He was like, "You could have been good. You could have been good for sister. You are a big sister." And Himino attempts to climb a tree but falls to her death. That means we've lost 2. Ladies and gentlemen, 2 gone. Can we get a terrible turnabout for Angie, Himino? We'll see everybody's statuses. There's only 4 left. It's the Big Sisters with Sarah. It's In the Family with Corey. It's the Hotheads with Mahiru with 3 KOs. Could bring potentially 3 teams. She could have killed all the members of 1 team. I don't actually remember. Or it could be Ryoko with 2. Imagine if Angie would have won with those 10 KOs. And if she were the light bearer, that would have been nuts. That would have been crazy. But that is not what happened. Instead, we have Sarah, we have Corey, we have Mahiru, and Ryoko as your final 4. And as you know, yonder these parts, when you're within your final 5, it's Sarah, it's Corey, it's Mahiru, and Ryoko, all caught in what we like to call a little bit of a crisis. A fate. Shall we? Sarah, Corey, Mahiru, Ryoko. Who will win? Who will go on? Let's proceed and find out. Because at the start of night 6, Corey battles Ryoko in an intense game of rock, paper, scissors. Corey loses and has a sad feeling in his chest. He is so glum. Sarah relaxes by her fireplace and a spooky, scary skeleton sends shivers down Mahiru's spine, killing her. Rest in peace to Mahiru. The light bearers are gone. They will not be bringing anybody with them. But that doesn't mean that no teams are going. Either In the Family, the Forgotten Romance, or the Big Sisters are going to the tag team finale as we proceed to day 7. Ryoko throws a knife into Corey's head and Sarah fishes, which means it's down to just these 2. And unless this is the feast, it's another arena event. We had 3 arena events. And this one ended it. Because the simulator loves to take away my lovely who will it be, do or do. It instead says, at this moment in time, Sarah drowns in the apple bobbing barrel as the tributes go bobbing for apples. A lovely fall event turned tragic. But as we proceed, you know what it's time for, a terrible, terrible turnabout for these fallen 3. Mahiru, Corey, Sarah. We don't need to see everybody's statuses. We know everyone else's status is dead. And we know who won this game. As we proceed, you can see it. That means your winner of this major tag team introduction, this tag team royale, from Forgotten Romance, bringing the man who never got a chance at any of the titles, a man who has been robbed of a win, Yasuke, finally in a finale bracket. With him, Ryoko, the winner from Forgotten Romance. It ended so abruptly. What a game this was. We'll proceed because we're over an hour, so we're not gonna linger on it for too long. Ryoko, 3 kills, takes the win. Sarah in 2nd place for the Big Sisters. Corey in the house takes 3rd for In the Family. Sarah, you gotta remember, 2nd place might not do anything for you right now, but it might do something for you for the fan votes. So 2nd place is always important. Corey in 3rd. Mahiru in 4th. She's actually been doing good this season. No wins yet, but good this season. And right behind her, her tag team partner. If they had only lasted a little bit longer, we could have had some people in. Angie in 6th with 10 KOs. She's a beast. Corey was in 3rd, but Kokichi's in 7th. Leon in 8th with 3, Tengen in 9th, and rounding off your top 10 was Samugi. We had, 114 competitors in tag team action this season. Will they all be competing in a game like this again? No. It's just the first time. This will be the longest tag team episode. But ladies and gentlemen, that's this game. Unless, someone demands peace, world peace, in the other simulator. Otherwise, no, it's gonna be the longest one. But here's everyone else. Here's where everybody else finished. And we will go on to proceed. It all started with Leon, Lysithea, and Ibuki getting into a fight, Leon killing them both. He didn't make it into the top 10 even. He died. Everyone died. Ryoko threw a knife into Corey's head, Sarah drowned, and Ryoko came out on top because of it. So congratulations to Ryoko. She deserved it. She earned it. She doesn't get too many opportunities, and she made the most of it this time around. And Chaos almost hit. She was almost tag team champion. We'll proceed once again. Forgotten Romance, Big Sisters, In the Family were your top 3. Hotheads in 4th, Art Class in 5th, and the Rats in 6th. And there's, you guys know the rest of this. That's the rest of it. What we will do is go to the killed by statistic. Mahiru had 3. She would have brought Joe and the Pure Boys, Maki and the Deadeyes, and Gundam. She would have bought Gundam and Prepare for Trouble. We should have been rooting for Mahiru. We should have been rooting for Mahiru. Oh, that's the unfortunate part of the Light Bearers. You never know when it's gonna hit. You never know. We'll go back to the Reaping. That was fun. We had a lot of fun events. We almost had a good autumn event with Bobbing for Apples. There's also a couple more autumn themed ones. Surprisingly enough, I took out some of the arena events, and it's mostly autumn arena events, and somehow, some way, we still got the 3 or 4 that are in there that are not specifically autumn themed. Those are the ones that hit. But that's how it goes. Congratulations. We can bring up the tag team bracket. To Forgotten Romance. They have come out strong. They came out on top. And now, they're heading to the tag team finale with Band-Aid for the titles. But will Band-Aid hold the titles for the rest of the season? We don't know. We don't know. With the way that this wheel almost hit, we definitely do not know. But we have to go on. We have to proceed till tomorrow, where the wheel will spin again, and I promise I will remember to record it. Promise that. 100%. That's that was a first that I have not done that. But it's the first time for everything. You saw it, that's why it's also here on the face cam. Tomorrow is a game of 24, I think. Just a normal game of 24. So it'll probably be half the length of this episode. But we had to get this one out of the way. We had to meet all the teams. Once again, tell me who your favorite 3 teams are who are here today. Tell me that in the comments. Tomorrow, we got secret achievements. Hopefully, I'll have apple cider. And hopefully, we'll have a fantastic Friday in the Year of the Horizon tomorrow. But for right now, have a fantastic Thursday in the Year of the Horizon. Stay classy. Oh yeah, I did everything. No, that is the one thing. I'm trying to always start by saying, the OC episode, the submissions close the 17th. Make sure to go and enter. We have a lot of entries already, and it's gonna be a fun time. There's a lot of fun new entries, and a lot of fun returning entries. And some that was like, oh, this person's not returning, but they're entering a new OC, and that's actually pretty cool. Stay classy. Year of the Horizon. Toodaloo. Fly Crew. Thanks for watching.